Hello and welcome back to Stone Tech Reviews. Today we're going to look at something really special. I have the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, but this is not the real one. This is a Chinese fake copy, replica, whatever you want to call it, and it's just 100 bucks. So before we jump inside, I will let you look at the outside. You can see right up here it says 32 gigabytes. I will talk about this later because this version does not have 32 gigabytes. On the back you see all kinds of specs, which are also not what the phone actually is. So let's jump inside and look what's inside this nifty little box. Don't get confused, I've already used this phone for a week or so it might have some scratches or fingerprints on there, just so you know. So now let's open it up. And there it is. Let's put it aside for a second and let's see what else is in the box. You will get a charging cable, a charger, and you will also get earplugs. And that's everything that's inside. So let's just put everything away. The phone itself is supposed to be a replica of the S7 Edge, which is definitely not the case. This replica phone does not have a curved display. The display is totally straight. What you have on here is a plastic on top of the display which gets curved around the sides. So it makes the illusion that it is a curved display. If you look from it from the side, you will kind of get the curved look, but it's definitely not a curved display. So don't get fooled by that. The phone has a 5.5 inch display, which is actually really good. It is an HD display with 1280 by 720p, so it's kinda good for a Chinese phone. The front of the phone does not feel cheap at all. It is made really good. The display looks really nice. The back is a little different. It's made out of plastic, and as you can see, it already has some dents and some scratches from 1 week of usage right here. And it kind of feels a little cheaper. If that would have been metal or aluminum, that would be much better. On the side you have your volume up and down buttons. On the other one you have your lock and unlock button. On the bottom you have the normal back button, home button and multitask button. The home button itself is supposed to be a fingerprint, but it is not an actual fingerprint. You can unlock the phone with every finger, so it's more like a touch button, which is and also like a physical button, which you can hear. On the top you have your SIM tray. You have your camera right here, you have your LED right here, and you have a microphone up here. On the bottom you have your loudspeaker, your microphone, your micro USB, and your headphone jacks. And that's everything. When we need to unlock the phone, you can either press the button on the side, or you can just tap the home button. And now it will ask to swipe or put your finger on it for the Touch ID, which again is not the fingerprint, it's just a touch button and it recognizes the finger. The cell phone itself is pretty fast, there's no lag or anything. You can even go into apps and swipe around here, notification center. It reacts pretty nice. The phone itself has a 1.4 GHz Quad Core, which makes the phone not laggy at all. Okay, let's go back to the problem with the storage. Even though the package says it has 32 gigabytes on here, it does not have 32 gigabytes. The phone only has 4 gigabytes but shows a lot more. Same goes for the RAM, it says available 2 gigabytes, that's not true either. The problem with only having 4 gigabytes of storage is big, because you only have 2 gigabytes left after Android is installed. If you do any updates from the apps that are already on, you will already have 80% full. If you install some kind of app like WhatsApp or any other, Facebook, Twitter, the phone is already full. Now you think you probably can add storage. Let me just show the SIM tray. For the SIM tray you have the option 1 nano SIM, another nano SIM, or 1 nano SIM and you put a micro SD in. The micro SD you can put in, you will also see it on the phone, but you can't transfer stuff from the phone to the micro SD, so it's pretty useless to put a micro SD card in there. you're stuck with a 4 GB on the phone, and this makes the phone really hard to use because you cannot add any apps that you want to. Battery is a 2100 mAh battery, which will last 1.5 days, which is pretty good for a Chinese phone and a phone with that screen size. It will now say 45% at 12 hours, but this is also at brightness at 80%. If you go down with the brightness, you will get more time to work with it. So would I recommend this phone? I would not recommend buying this phone only because I have the problems with the storage. I cannot live with only 4 GB of storage or say 2 GB and not putting any apps on there. If you can and you want a nice phone which looks really good, it looks neat, it works, it is fine, it is fast, it has all the options that the Samsung S7 has, then go for it. I mean, it's a nice phone, it's only $100, but don't expect too much from it.